This is KGW News at Sunrise.
I'm not sure what we're gonna do right now.
The man accused of setting multiple fires in Salem over the weekend is scheduled to be in court today as police investigate 4 different arsons. We visit one local restaurant where they're trying to pick up the pieces.
Miles of interstate freeways through Portland are covered in red dye this morning. A tanker driver knowingly let it leak out of his semi. We'll tell you what to do if any of that got on your car.
And you know, winter officially arrives on Wednesday.
Yes.
That means it is the darkest day of the year coming up this week. So what we need is some more light. And we have it this morning thanks to something known as Project Illumination. Brand new downtown Portland lights display that lit up officially on Friday. Cool thing about this is it's going to stay lit not just through the holiday season, but into February. So these dark winter months that are ahead will have a little extra light in downtown Portland.
Yeah, and happy Monday to you. Thank you for waking up with us. That is a perfect way to start off the Monday morning week.
Disco ball. Did you guys see that?
I saw that.
Saturday Night Fever.
Took me a second to connect it. Well, thanks for being here. What's it going to look like today, though, if people want to walk out tonight and see those?
I have no idea, really. What
If people want to go see the disco
You have to
ball.
go over there, I believe.
Oh, boy. All right, to answer Christine's question, pretty much a dry day today, pretty much a dry evening. You might find a little spritz or traces of moisture at some point, but overall the clouds will be there and nothing will be falling from them. We're at 38 degrees right now. Temperatures are going to be fairly steady. Our temp hasn't moved more than a handful of degrees in about 3 days now, by the way. 40 at noon, 42 at 5 p.m. My overwhelming big story is that forecast models are insistent that we have hours of accumulating freezing rain here in Portland Friday morning. And so we're sounding the alarm on that. My 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, Rob, we look forward to that. But right now, we do want to get to our top local story this morning. A fire destroyed a Salem restaurant over the weekend. This is a look at the Lucky Fortune Restaurant and Lounge on Lancaster Drive Northeast as flames took over that building early Sunday morning. The man suspected of starting that fire will be in court later this afternoon.
Police say the restaurant fire is one of 3 arsons he confessed to the same night. And as Catherine Cook reports, investigators are looking into a 4th that was caught on camera.
Flames rising up from the Lucky Fortune Restaurant and Lounge on Lancaster Drive Northeast in Salem. Investigators say the fire started just after 1 Sunday morning. The bar was still open with customers inside, including Jesse here.
Well, we ran out back and I grabbed a fire extinguisher and tried to put it out, but obviously it got too big.
Eventually, the roof caved in as fire destroyed most of the building. By daylight, the fire was out. Crews returned every hour to make sure it hadn't flared up again. The owners left in a state of shock.
I'm not sure what we're gonna do right now. I mean, I just got on the phone with the insurance.
Young Ping Lee is restaurant manager. He says his family bought Lucky Fortune less than a year ago. He believes someone set the fire on purpose. On Sunday afternoon, police confirmed those suspicions. They arrested Leonardo Hernandez Cruz on multiple charges, including second-degree arson. Before starting the restaurant fire, investigators say Hernandez Cruz set 2 other fires in the same area. That includes the dumpster of a bottle drop building where surveillance video helped police identify him. On Monday, crews responded to another major fire, this one at Lighthouse Home Loans in West Salem. In this case, security cameras caught someone starting the fire. It happened around 5:30 in the morning. You can see the person grabbing cardboard from the dumpster, then lighting it on fire. Within minutes, flames are climbing the side of the building on Wallace Road Northwest. Investigators say it's too soon to conclude if this fire and the restaurant fire are connected. Young Ping is just grateful no one was hurt.
Hope everything turns good and glad that everyone's safe.
In Salem, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Salem police, by the way, are asking anyone with information about that 4th fire at the Lighthouse Home Loans building to call their tips line. That number is 503-588-8477.
Meantime, in downtown Portland, the owners of Dar Salaam are growing frustrated with the crime in the area. The family-owned Iraqi restaurant on Southwest Alder was broken into Saturday night. You can see the thief on some security footage damaging windows, stealing cash and liquor bottles. The owner says this is the 4th time it has happened in the past year and a half, and the restaurant has been in Portland for about a decade. Now the owner wants the city to step up.
But I really encourage the city to help the small owners running business downtown, because it's not help with, we don't need support with money, we need support with the cleaning, we need support safety, we need to bring downtown Portland like before.
The owner tells us vandalism has been another issue on top of the break-ins they've experienced.
Other headlines we're tracking for you this morning. A pedestrian was hit and killed in North Portland just after 9 o'clock last night. According to police, the person was hit at the intersection of Columbia Boulevard and Interstate Place. Police say the driver remained on scene and cooperated with investigators. A Kelso police officer shot and wounded an armed man in a house in Longview Saturday night. He was with his wife and children, and he was described as both homicidal and suicidal. Longview and Kelso police responded to the house. It's in the 2400 block of Mulberry Avenue. The man was taken to the hospital. No word this morning on his condition, but no one else was hurt. And take a look at this mess. A semi-truck leaked red dye all over miles of freeways throughout Portland. The dye is used for mulch, but instead it ended up on I-205 in Clackamas County and on Interstate 84 all the way out to Troutdale. The driver told police he was aware of the leak, but says his company told him to keep going to his final stop. He was cited for several things, including criminal mischief and reckless driving. Now, the dye is water soluble, so it should wash off. Police say if the dye splashed up onto your car and won't come off, contact your insurance company. And that's a look at some of your Monday headlines.
A team of graduate students at the University of Oregon is working to sow the seeds of native plants in areas burned by wildfires. So they started where the Holiday Farm fire tore through the Mackenzie River Valley back in 2020. The Holiday Farm fire burned 174,000 acres where tall trees once stood. This team of students sowed about 20 varieties of wildflower seeds onto burn piles along a ridge that overlooks the Mackenzie River. The plants flourished while bees and other pollinators moved in.
They do amazingly, and they attract all sorts of different pollinators, from all varieties of different bees. There's lots of bumblebees, mason bees, and also gorgeous high elevation butterflies.
Their work proves that these areas can be a place to jumpstart native plant growth so pollinators can thrive, at least until the trees return to create a forest canopy.
Okay, this morning we are live in downtown Portland for Project Illumination. You know, we're used to seeing holiday lights, right, getting put up every single year, but this year they are expanded in the city of Portland, and the theme is the light of stars. And you can see a little bit of that disco ball that we had been referencing earlier this morning. Some beautiful light installations all over the city, 9 of them, more than 240 stars, 800 street trees all lit up. And you can see this until the end of February. Wow, if anything, I mean, it really gets the spirits going. I
think it's worth mentioning, and we'll mention this a few times this morning, they didn't just turn these lights on for us this morning. These lights, now that they're on, they're going to stay on 24/7.
Nice.
So that disco activity, Rod, you see, you could go down there and dance any time of the day.
I thought they did turn them on for us. I thought this entire thing was to impress Brenda Braxton.
We're not that special.
Not the case, Rod.
Well, okay.
You could impress her, though, with your 7-day forecast. Take a shot at it. Go for it.
I'm scared of Friday.
Yes, she's talking about a freezing rain threat that looks very high right now on Friday. For the time being, though, cloudy skies, radar's picking up a little spritz of moisture offshore. And yes, you might find a trace of moisture at some point today, but overall, this looks to be a dry, cloudy day with temperatures holding fairly steady. Salem 40 right now, may warm up a couple degrees today. That would be about it. Portland 38, Kelso 35. And look out in the gorge, the Dow's at 44, but then you get cold. 9 below in Burns, 1 +1 in Baker City this morning. Futurecast at 12:30 does show, in fact, some spritzes of light moisture, but taken as a whole, you're out and about, you're just going to find mainly dry conditions with cloudy skies. Here we are at 7 p.m. this evening. Different story tomorrow. Tomorrow, It's looked like this for a while. The cloud depth gets a little thicker, and that should bring in mainly some rain. This should be probably mid-30s to start the morning with raindrops in the air. And again, we'll kind of hover around 40 with rain, mostly rain coming. Some of the temperature profiles suggest that we could have a mix of some snow in the air at times tomorrow, but generally speaking, ground temps look to be warm enough that those flakes would be melting and it would be rain, except for snow at about 3,000 feet up in the Cascades. That is over by Wednesday morning, so confidence seems to be growing that we will have a couple of dry days and maybe even get a little bit of sunshine. On Wednesday and Thursdays, east winds start to blow. Now that is key. Those east winds could set up temperatures in the 20s Friday morning as Pacific moisture starts to come in, and if those two would clash, we would have hours of freezing rain and accumulating ice on surfaces Friday morning. Right now, though, it looks like low to mid-40s from Salem to Corvallis. Winds will kick to the east today, but they'll be fairly light. Then those winds will start to pick up out in East Multnomah County overnight tonight into tomorrow. Then we'll have several days of those east winds blowing again. 39 in Battleground today, Vancouver 42. Overnight lows near freezing to above. Here's the 7-day, and fast forward your eyes to that big blue icon. That is a freezing rain icon Friday morning with a temperature of 28. Eventually getting up to 40, but would we still be below freezing at noon Friday? Maybe. With hours of freezing rain, ice accumulation is certainly a possibility. After that, it's a rapid warm-up. I have 50 on Christmas Day with snow levels at 7,000 feet on Sunday.
But that is going to be tough to get through if it materializes. Keep us posted.
Yes.
Thank you, Rod.